In this video, I'm going to demonstrate for you a way to set up your Google Classroom with a form that you can use for dual purpose. One, just checking on your students, and two, you can use it as a daily record of attendance. This starts by creating the form, which means you're going to go to your Google Drive, and as it loads, in the upper left corner, you have your new button. And pause for a second while everything loads up here. It's going to show up. You have the option for more, and we're going into Google Forms. Don't click there, go all the way down to from a template. Excellent. When you come into the template gallery, you'll see that there are two template sets. There are the general ones, which are provided by Google, and the Nashua School District one. Down here in the Nashua School District, we have the check-in for students and teachers. And just by clicking on it, you're going to create a copy of it for your class. I'm going to change mine to check-in demo. This little pop-up comes up because one of my questions allows the students to do a file upload. You're going to have to think about whether that is too complicated or just right for your class, and it's just an option. I left it as a optional way to respond down below. I'll show you when we get to that. For now, I'm going to go ahead and press restore. All right, so back to check-in. We'll just call it demo. That way I'll be able to find it later. Okay, so first thing will be to change the title. I changed it here. You also change it down here. And then to change the directions, if you're planning to have the students fill this out daily, make sure you just write that out here. This is your daily check-in. I will use this to help me understand attendance and to make sure everybody is doing well or see how you're doing right now. The next question is for the student's name. It is really important that you gather this information because the automatic data that's collected is going to have their 994 number. And so by collecting their name, you'll be able to know who's who. We're going to make that one required. Now, the main questions that I have here are your 3 questions for how are you doing? I worded this one, how are you doing today? I worded this one, how are you doing, zones of regulation? And this one also, how are you doing today? And then I have 3 options for how you would answer that, for how your students would answer that. The emoji, the zones of regulation, and just from I'm great to I'm not doing well. All right, so you choose, before you ever assign this, which of those 3 is a best fit for your grade level and your student group, and then just throw the other 2 in the garbage just by clicking on this little trash can when you click on them. So you're down to just one. You're really only asking one question. The next part has 2 options for tell me why you are feeling this way. It just opens up a paragraph on the first option, and the second one is opening the option for them to upload an audio or video file or something else. If you feel like that's too complicated, you can feel free to just delete that and just stick to the paragraph form. You might even want to include a little description where you say that a parent might do the typing for a younger student. So if you feel like your class is too young to type independently, but adding the file upload is a little too complicated, go ahead and add a description, just giving those parents permission right here to write in what their student says. And then last question is, would you like to talk about it? This is just an opportunity for them to let you know if they kind of want to hear your voice and see your face and tell you a little bit more. And that is not a required question. Now that the form is all set up, I'll show you what it looks like for the student by clicking on this preview button. They're going to see your directions at the top, a spot to write their name, that's required, and then they choose how they are today, why they're feeling this way, and yes or no, would they like to talk about it. Of course, if they don't answer, then it won't work. Okay, so I'm submitting that. And part of why I'm submitting it is I want you to see the responses here. Once you have a response, you can turn this into a spreadsheet. So if you're using this to check that your students are coming into your Google Classroom every day and to check on how they're doing, you can use the spreadsheet to organize it by name. I'll show you that in a different video, a different time. Now that I've created it, I'm actually going to close these tabs. It's all saved. And I'm going to head over to my Google Classroom so I can show you how I would add it to the Google Classroom. For this demo, I'm going to put it up here in my distance learning demonstration group. And you go to classwork always to add anything. Create. And this is an assignment. I'm going to put no due date. I'm going to call it daily check-in. You can put in further directions about how important it is that they come here and check in. When you add it, it's coming straight from the Google Drive. And I'll know it's the right one because it's called Demo. I made a few of them because I had some trouble with my recording. All right, so the demo pops up. I'm not going to link it to points. I'm not going to give it a due date. I'm not going to give it a topic. And I'm just going to go straight ahead and assign it. I want to show you where it goes. In the classwork, daily check-in, right there at the top. I made another one, which is a daily reflection. You can go and look at that if you're in my Google Classroom. And your student will just click on the material, click on this, and they'll be able to go and fill it out. I guess one thing that I forgot to double check, so I'll have you do that as well, is in the settings, you want to make sure that it's not limited to one response because they're going to be using the same form repeatedly, and it's not. So that is how you can add a daily check-in to your Google Classroom. One more thing that I'll note is the way I'm recommending you set up your Google Classroom is for each week you have a topic, and Monday through Friday's assignments as individual assignments per subject below that topic. And so this one is above all the topics, the very top thing they click on when they see the stream. All right, let me know if there's anything I can do to help.